Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Linda from lindaspapercraft.co.uk and it is week 1 of September 2025 coffee and card, and I've got all my piles around me collapsing. Right, we're sorted. So this month we are doing the Stampin' Cut and Emboss embossing folder, Sunflower 3D embossing folder. So it's one of the new style large embossing folders. So this is the actual folder. It's almost the same size as your plate, so you do have to be careful that you are putting it in hinge first as ever, completely straight. So you can do, let's measure it because it is just so massive. So it is 6 inches by 8.5, so it is a large embossing folder with lots and lots of beautiful sunflowers on it. And when this came out, there was just Pinterest exploded, Facebook exploded, Instagram exploded, all of different ideas for using this embossing folder. So I thought I'm going to share some of those techniques with you too, and also a new product that Stampin' Up has brought out a while ago, not long ago. Today the stamps I'm going to use during the this set of cards is the Hooray for Surprises. Now I know everyone who's got the kit has got these stamps, because I did this in a previous coffee and card. Unfortunately it is retired now, so you can't get it anymore, but any sort of medium-sized sentiments will work. Okay, so I'll pop that to one side. Now in your kit I have given you, and this is the new product, and it's this card that I've used here. So it's actually a white core, which is new to Stampin' Up. I don't know whether they've ever had it before. And it's a 12 by 12 card, and it's 2-tone. So each piece has a tonal colour on each side. So, okay. So you can use it like I have done as a layer. So that's the darker layer and that's the lighter layer. It's white core, so that means that you can sand it, you can tear it, you can score it and get lots of different effects from it. Also, it's much thinner. It's almost, to be honest, I don't think I'd call it card. I think I'd call it good quality paper. It's actually initially designed for scrapbooking, because it's thinner, it's lighter, because scrapbooks can get very heavy. So when you've got a few 12 by 12 layouts, they soon get very heavy. So this is much lighter. But it also makes your cards a bit lighter as well when you're considering posting and things. And I think it's going to be as useful in card making. The only thing I need to find out now is how I'm going to store it. It is available in all of the core colours. So I've sent you these so that you can have a play. They're all 6 by 4, so you will have to trim them if you want to use it on this card. I have seen this card done in dark and light. I've chosen the darker so you can see what I'm doing, but it does look brilliant in the yellow. It really does. Right, so have a play with those. Let me know what you do. Right, so it is a 3D embossing folder, so you need your big platform number 1, your big thick one, and your grey number 4 platform. If you're using a big shot, this is the blue platform that you use. And as I say, it's huge. It is the same size, so you do need to make sure you've got everything laid up. So to make this card, you have a thick basic white base, and then 2 pieces of the 2-tone paper. You also need either a nail file or one of these buffers. Now you can see this is the one I use for this card. So it's just a nail buffer. I got it off Amazon, really cheap. I'm going to use the nail file today, so I use the buffer on that one. I'll use the nail file today. We've all got nail files hidden around somewhere. And it just takes off the top layer and gives you that detail. Okay, so I've already stamped my sentiment. There we go. And that's the long thin rectangle out of Textured Notes, which again was a previous coffee and card. I have given you a cutout one so you can stamp it, or you can use one of your a scrap of basic white and stamp another one yourself and then cut it out. So standard sizes: 14.4 by 10, 13.9 by 9.5, and this is the one that you want, the smaller one you're embossing on. So if I pop everything out of the way, I'm going to get my massive, because obviously this does not go through your little die cutting machine. This needs the big one. Just popping those all out of the way, and I've got it down here. So, hints and tips on, put it the right way, using a 3D, any embossing folder first, you put it through hinge first, always. So, and you want the top side of your card, for this card, you want the top side of your card facing the logo. I can't work out which way up this is, whether you want that's the bottom or that's the bottom, I don't know. But I am just positioning that so it's somewhere you can fiddle about and put it where you want, but I'm just popping it there. Okay, so paler side and the logo. Popping it on your platform, hinge first. It's really important. It really does extend the life of your embossing folders if you go through hinge first and only go through once. If you want to go through twice, you have to take it out and come back again, so you're going hinge first. If you go backwards and forwards, you are going to put so much pressure on that hinge and it will go. Once that hinge is gone, they don't work anymore. Right, so I'm just going through once. There we are. And as I say, it's such a good embossing folder. That literally is all you need. Let's pop that back. Check we're still straight. Yep. And there you go. How cool is that? It's just gorgeous. The impression is so good. As I say, I've been so impressed with this embossing folder. It is my first ever coffee and card using anything other than a stamp set. Well, maybe I've done one with dies, two with dies, but never just with an embossing folder. Right, so here we go. So we're going to use the nail file this time. Now you can see already, because it's such a thick embossing folder, we are seeing some of the white already. So obviously if you did this on a normal card, you wouldn't see that because it's colour all the way through. And I am just going to take, look at that, just rubbing that across the surface. It is quite a dusty technique. So, and I'm just taking off those top layers using a mixture of techniques, doing it in different directions, swirling it. You can see where there's lots of, see all the dust coming off. I just think it just highlights the tips of the embossing. How cute is that? I'm just really pleased. And obviously this wouldn't work with our old card because it doesn't have the white core. You have to have the white core for this to work. Just a little bit on that leaf there, and this leaf. That's just a little bit this way to highlight that leaf there. And this one. And that corner. There we go. Oh, how cute is that? So you're getting all the detail up. Now, the other hint and tip with this is Swiffer cloths, dust magnets, whichever brand you want to use, and just literally, and it just picks up all the bits so you don't end up with a dusty work surface. Okay, and keep it because I'll be using it again. Okay, right, and then you just need to put the card together. So how simple is that? So I'm just now going to glue that onto the darker piece. I mean, it looks brilliant from the back as well. We are going to do some techniques that are looking at it from the back. So, and do look, Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, Google, YouTube. There are stuff about this embossing folder everywhere. And also on some of my inspiration for this, I've actually gone back and looked at other embossing folders and seen what they've done. It's really opened my eyes to embossing folder techniques. I do love an embossing folder. It's a nice cheap way of getting texture on your card. So, and you can use them again and again and again. So, and the other thing I found with this one is quite a lot often embossing folders, because they are distorting the card, can make it narrower or make it shorter, whereas this one just seems to shrink it in all 4 directions. So you don't have to cut after you've embossed. You can emboss before. Bone folder, well, Teflon folder. There we go. And then literally, that's just thick basic white card base, A6, and I'm going to stick it on the front. How easy is that? And it does give you a really lovely technique. Go. Okay, so you can see, well, for a start I've put them the other way up, but I think that's perhaps more subtle than this one is. So that was with this, and this was obviously with this. You can really tell this did that one because it's all the colour on. Right, and then I'm just going to use some mini dimensionals and pop this sentiment on, and then that's a really quick and easy card. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I've really enjoyed this. And I run in-person classes in Sale in Cheshire, Manchester, and well, it's already featured in 2 classes using different techniques. It will be appearing a lot more. It might have to take a bit of a sidestep because, of course, we are coming up to the Christmas card making season. There we go. So you are simply amazing. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I shall see you next week. Bye.